Cryptocurrency is back, is what uninformed people are saying, because it never left. Cryptocurrency was here the entire time. It was just the people that left. I'm gonna be honest with you, I wasn't gonna make a video today. I didn't want to make a video today. When I saw this shit going down, I knew I was gonna have to make one. That's right, the price of Ripple is going nuts. In fact, it's going so nuts, I don't even want to say a price, because by the time this video is edited and put out, it could be a totally different thing. However, I've done a little bit of technical analysis, and if my models are correct, by the time you see this video, Ripple's price will be too fucking expensive. That's almost for sure. However, this surge is a desperately needed injection of life into the cryptocurrency markets. I mean, the rest of the crypto world is taking notice of what's been happening here with Ripple. And as the saying goes, an enemy of my enemy is a fuck your shitcoin, it's a total scam. It just rolls off the tongue. But unlike Ripple holders, make no mistake here. This has been good for the entire cryptocurrency market. I mean, look at all these coins blasting off. It's all the classics like Mona coin, H-Share, Aurora. Solid. But before we get into today's video, I just want to clear the air. I know what you're thinking. I know.
Doug is just a fair weather crypto YouTuber who's making videos because people will watch them. Yeah, and he always makes fun of Tron. I really like Tron. It's not nice that Doug does them.
And finally, to silence the haters, I've got a good piece of news for you guys. If you want those sweet, sweet daily uploads, check out Datadash. Also, wait, where were we? Oh yeah, that's right. But if you want someone that knows what they're talking about, check out Datadash. But if you want funny videos that don't take themselves too seriously every so often, I'd recommend checking out Crypto Daily. Anyway, over the last couple of days, Ripple's price has been going ballistic, and we're going to jump in and talk about that, including when it overtook Ethereum briefly. Hell, by the time this video is out, maybe it overtakes it again. But I got a couple stories I want to get to first, because it's been a little bit here on the channel. Let's start off with a little bit of analysis as to what the markets have looked like for the past few months. It went down a lot. Well, maybe it hasn't gone down too much over the last few months, but we were seeing some 2018 lows even just a week or two ago. Now, thanks to a nice surge in the last couple of days, we're not in that territory anymore, but it's been a while since the entire market has seen the green. An interesting piece of information is that over the course of this year, Bitcoin dominance has continuously increased. That means of the cryptocurrency market cap, more and more of it is becoming Bitcoin relative to these other altcoins. This does make some sense. Generally speaking, in bear markets, we see a lot of people panic and sell alts into Bitcoin because Bitcoin is a safer play compared to a lot of the newer altcoins. There is, of course, a lot more than that going on. Some of the biggest players in the altcoin market have been taking a lot of heat lately, and the best example of that is Ethereum. It's weird to see what has happened to Ethereum this year. You know, I think back to just last year or 2 years ago, Ethereum was hot and up and coming and rising. And at one point last summer, it actually almost reached the market cap of Bitcoin. So Ethereum has been probably the hottest, if you will, cryptocurrency over the last, well, actually just the entirety of cryptocurrency. A lot of people either have come forward with negative views about Ethereum or have had negative views about Ethereum but have been more vocal lately. But I think about all of the guests I've had over on my podcast, the majority of them have fairly negative views on Ethereum. Now, we tried to get some more pro-Ether guests on, didn't really find any good candidates. So it is important to take it with a grain of salt that it's going to be a little bit biased, that we have more Bitcoin bulls there. But the point remains, I'm hearing more and more people that have bad things to say about Ethereum. There have been many complaints about Ethereum this year. This has included an argument that despite the SEC saying that Ethereum is not a security, it actually is in fact a security. General worries about the inflation rate of Ethereum moving forward. Is it subject to change and how that can have an effect on the value of the currency? Competing dApp platforms that have innovation that Ethereum doesn't have. And then also just questions on if dApps are going to be useful at all. All this is combined with the fact that many ICOs are moving over to other platforms, and many ones that used the Ethereum network for their ICO have sold off a good portion of their funds, which has resulted in a drop of the Ethereum price. A lot of people have asked me, Doug, should I continue to hold Ethereum? And I just want to start off with, I'm not a financial advisor. There are many far more in the know people than me when it comes to what you should be doing. But I'm just going to tell you what I personally am doing, which is holding some Ethereum through this. You know, I know there's a lot of negative publicity right now. It's hard to imagine that getting too much worse in terms of how many of the bigger names of people are coming forward to have negative things to say. and as far as how many projects have sold off their Ether. I think that the projects that continue to hold it are likely to do so even if Ethereum drops further. But again, I'm not really an expert here. My strategy is going to be to hold through it, and you guys should just know that there is risk in doing so. I am not a financial advisor. All investments have risk. Don't put all your money into something that some dude says in a video. Regardless, Ethereum has been suffering. Its price has gone down a ton this year. Now, I know Bitcoin is down something to the tune of 70%, or at its lowest 70% from its all-time high, but Ethereum has dropped much lower than that. We're looking at something in the vicinity of 85 to 90%. I wanted to make sure that I had the numbers right. But yeah, from peak to trough, Ethereum has lost 87% of its value. So pretty big hit here. And this is something that we've seen across most altcoins. The alt markets have gotten absolutely wrecked. And the Bitcoin markets, while it has gone down this year a lot, they held much more steady than the altcoins. Another one of the top currencies that took some big hits was NEO. A lot of people have been attacking this currency for how centralized it truly is lately. So we've seen a pretty big drop there as well. You might be thinking, Doug, this all looks pretty bleak. What's going to happen? Is there any light at the end of the tunnel? And I've got some good news for you. Tim Draper is willing to say something ridiculous. Tim Draper predicts total crypto market cap of 80 trillion in next 15 years. Looks like Tim has been hanging out with Elon too much. I am getting so tired of these headlines. And no, it's not because I don't think it's going to go up in value. I have money in cryptocurrency. I like it. But these, let's just predict some ridiculously silly number because it gets people talking. It's stupid. We've done this too many times. McAfee's not going to eat his dick. I mean, what do they think? That they can just say some absurd thing, claim some ridiculous number, and then the media will write articles about them saying they did it. Listen up and listen good. I'm calling it right now. In 15 years, the crypto markets will be $1 quadrillion. They'll eat that shit up. Now I just have to find a media publication that'll publish it. And while we're talking about Coin Central, that was a really nice segue. We got something exciting lined up for you guys in the next few weeks. In the next few weeks, we're going to be launching the Crypto Lab. The Crypto Lab is a premium curated resource for people to learn about investing and trading cryptocurrency. We've put together a team of experts to provide some fundamental research as well as technical analysis. If what you're looking for are essentially picks on what to buy right now, this is not what I would recommend. It's less about now buy coin X and more about here's coin X, we think it's a good project, here's an in-depth look at it. If you join the Crypto Lab, you'll also be invited to a private community of other crypto enthusiasts, as well as a place that you can have questions answered by our team. The number one most important thing for me is to create a learning environment that can actually help people. That's why I'm not one of the experts. We've been working on this for months now, and I'm excited about the direction that it's headed. But I wanted to ask for some feedback. What could really help you make better decisions in cryptocurrency? What are things that you might not have the time to look up or research or look into that you think could really help you make better decisions? One last disclaimer before we move on. I am an owner of Coin Central, so I am financially incentivized for it to do well. However, I really do think we're putting together something great, and I think you guys will like to check it out once it launches. I don't have a date in that yet. All right, enough's enough. Let's get down to the big news today. It's the reason you're all here. Everyone was excited to hear that Justin Sun followed me on Twitter. He must like all of my advice on Tron. No, of course we're talking about XRP. It's been blasting off, and this has left the entire community wondering why. There's a lot of speculation right now as to what's driving XRP's price, but what it essentially seems to boil down to is banks. Seems legit. It's really important to remember that markets are the sum of all parts. And so when we see something move in a big way, there can be many things going on that cause that price rally. So don't get too caught up in, oh, this thing happened. What caused it? What is it? Because a lot of the times you don't know. In fact, particularly in smaller markets like cryptocurrency markets relative to like the stock market, there's more kind of behind the scenes wheeling and dealing going on that you're not going to be privy to. Which is why I hate to say it, but I don't think anyone really knows. The best guess that we have is banks? Now, the Ripple community has responded to this by ignoring the price, taking a look at the fundamentals, and getting to the bottom of what's actually going on with the currency itself. I'm kidding. With posts like, we made it to number 2 again on CoinMarketCap. Congrats, guys. SBI tweets us to enjoy the moon. XRP 2 billion away from regaining number 2 market cap position. Closing in fast. Shock flippening. XRP overtakes ETH to become second biggest crypto. Bloomberg actually gets a few things right. Ripple is surging and its market cap just passed Ethereum. It's good to see people remaining grounded during the good times. But to be fair to Ripple, this is big. These are huge gains. Any community that was getting this type of traction would feel the same way. It just feels a little different to me with Ripple because the audience seems Ripple-y. Let's take a look at a couple posts. Has anyone slept much in the past 48 hours? Seriously, if we get this excited about the price moving from 30 cents to 45 cents, what's gonna happen to us when it goes from $3.50 to $5 in 48 hours? Have a great Friday and weekend, everybody. It just makes sense. You know, I was in the process of trying to write some jokes making fun of this guy, but I think he does a good enough job himself. Here's another post. Closing in fast, with Ethereum going down and XRP going up. To which Super Hotfire 1 says, our big green dildos are going to leave ETH crippled. And Reflections Observer piped in, yeah, its cervix going to feel quite painful for a while, winky face. These are some pretty creepy posts. Ripple did have a stint at number 2, but Ethereum retook it just a couple of hours later. Let's be serious for a moment here, guys. It doesn't matter whether Ripple is number 2 or number 3 or number 5. Or if Ethereum is going up or down, who's above who, and what all the hullabaloo is about. That's not what this community should be embracing. What cryptocurrency is about, it's about sticking it to the man. It's about letting fiat know it's not going to win. And don't get caught up in these little battles between two different camps. It's so tribal, and we need to stick together and support each other through these tough times. Besides, all your shitcoins are worth less than Bitcoin. That's what I got. Oh, BTC. Oh, fuck you guys. Number 1. Fuck you, Ripple. What am I doing? That's going to do it here for me. If you guys are interested in learning more about the Crypto Lab or you want to sign up for updates and when we're going to launch it, I'll put a link in the description below. Peace.